Friends, relatives, strangers, and enemies, welcome to yet another educational session of the Texas Conservative Channel. As you've learned in episodes past, I spare no effort in finding out the truth and finding out the lies within the Democrat Party. I have here today my first guest on the Texas Conservative Channel. He's my longtime friend. His name's Tripp. He's from the Dallas area. He is a seismographer, a professional seismographer, and he's here today on the Texas Conservative Channel to talk issues with me. You know, me and my partner Tripp will talk about issues, whether we're in the club partying or whether we're in a restaurant, wherever we're at, and a political discussion comes up. To be sure, it's pointing out the flaws of the Democratic Party.
No matter what day, no matter what time in the morning.
So I've made it my profession to push this on YouTube and push this on MySpace here on the Texas Conservative Channel, where we keep track of the 5 red state fundamentals. Fundamentals, American fundamentalism. Now what is that? National security, national missile defense, Second Amendment rights, energy, and taxes. Now, I have to tell you, Tripp, upon evaluating the Barack Obama presidency on these first 100 days, I'd have to say that he's performing a little bit better than what I expected him to perform. Surprisingly so. There's positive signs in the tax brackets. Never before in the history of politics has a Democrat cut taxes for somebody. So there's some signs in these new federal withholding books that they're coming out with that Barack Obama might be keeping his word about taxes on the poor. Now, I'm not for sure whether that's going to hold up. The only thing is showing right now is on the check stubs. So taxes is what we're going to talk about, YouTubers. Taxes. We got national security. You know, national security is something. We got North Korea launching missiles. We've got Barack Obama opening up direct dialogue with a country like Iran that wants to blow up America. You know, we'll have to figure out. You know, the signs are not good on national security. And energy. Keep in mind, people, as much as you dislike Bush out there in the land of YouTube and out there in the land of MySpace, is that you remember when gas prices started to creep down? Do you remember what president they were doing it under? They were doing it under George W. Bush. Okay? January 20th, Barack Hussein Obama gets inaugurated president of the United States. And what's happening to gas prices? Man, starting to eat back up again. Well, that's that doing it. What good is it for Barack Obama to do? Give me a tax cut and then lie about it. Tripp, what do you think of Barack Obama's presidency so far?
Well, my main reason that I didn't want to see him in office was I felt like he'd take the same platform that the Democratic Party takes when they cut defense, military, when they cut out the anti-ballistic missile system, because, you know, to me that's a big thing and people don't talk about it too much, so whatever you want to think about it, that's cool. But I know in World War II some of the biggest secrets were who had the ballistic intelligence. The Germans did it, you know, and the Russians slowed them down, and we were able to capture that technology, and we're the first ones to come up with atomic energy, whereas the Germans, with the knowledge, were about to give that up, even as Hitler died due to suicide. was sending something towards the Japanese, where the Japanese could actually carry out their initiative, which was to bomb San Francisco with nuclear weapons. And that was their objective, and instead we bombed the shit out of them first. But you know,
well, national security is very much at play right now, because you have to wonder, Trip, and you have to wonder, people out there on YouTube land, what is the gain from sitting down with the Iranians? Barack Obama has complained about people like me, Republicans and critics on the net, whom say that he's not going to get Iran to give up their nuclear weapons and their funding of terrorism. But yet he meets with them anyway. Well, I understand that Iran is not going to give up their funding of terrorism and their pursuit of nuclear weapons. So you have to wonder, what is the purpose of the negotiation? You would seem to think that even though you knew they weren't going to do that right off the bat, that still the ultimate goal of your discussion with the Iranians was to somehow make them or talk them into giving up their nuclear weapons. Now, how much time do you want to waste? Remember, when Americans were dying, December 7th, 1941, there was a peace envoy from Japan having face-to-face discussions. Let's not end up in a situation where we're having face-to-face discussions with the Iranians when they're launching intermediate-range nuclear missiles at Europe, Israel, and Saudi Arabia, and American forces in the Indian Ocean and every other goddamn place. That's what I do know. So you have to question. You know, taxes, surprisingly better. You know, Barack Obama, C. He gets a C so far. National security, D-. You know, talking to Iran, you know, he ain't done nothing but bark at the North Koreans.
Didn't we loan them a bunch of money in one of our administrations not too long ago?
Who, Iran? Not Iran. Ain't never loaned Iran any money.
Oh, we didn't give them some way to buy from...
That was North Korea. North Korea was given nuclear reactors and fuel for those nuclear reactors by the Clinton administration.
The Clinton administration.
The Clinton administration.
Nothing to do with Iran.
Had nothing to do with Iran. Now, Iran, I'm sure, went to North Korea and said, hey man, you know that nuclear weapon technology that the Clinton administration's letting you have? You want to let some of that off your hands for some oil? You know, there's no doubt the Iranians did. If the Iranians have come up with nuclear technology, any intricate parts of it that have come from the United States, it was because the Clinton administration gave them the nuclear reactors and the know-how, gave North Korea. And North Korea's not going to sit on that shit. No, they're going to hand it out like drugs. I mean, it would be horrible. It's a horrible situation, and the Democrats just can't fathom it. Folks, this is the end of this first session of this interview with Trip, an old friend of mine from high school, where we're talking about the 5 red state fundamentals. Catch the next episode, because we're going to be here talking and drinking.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a beer.